Good morning, students. Welcome to the biology class. After finishing our unit chapter Cell, a Unit of Life, we are going to start with our new unit, Structural Organization in Plants and Animals, and chapter number 7, Structural Organization in Animals, in which we discuss about the animal tissues. Animal tissues you have done in your previous 9th class about the various types of animal tissue, and in this session we will discuss in detail about the animal tissues. What are tissues? Tissues is a group of cells having similar origin and specialized for specific functions. The microscopic study of tissues and organs in relation to their function is known as histology. Animal cells vary in their structure and shape according to the function they perform. Accordingly, they are classified into 4 types. Number 1 is epithelial, muscular, connective tissue, and nervous tissue. So today we are going to start with our first tissue, that is epithelial. What do you mean by epithelial tissue? Epithelial tissue covers the external surface of the body. Epi means outer covering, and lines the internal free surface of hollow visceral organs. Visceral organs are soft organs which are present in our body without bones. That is, its free surface faces the external environment or the body fluid respectively. The cells are arranged compactly with their very little extracellular material or no intercellular space. Epithelial cells rest on non-cellular basement membrane which separates the epithelial from underlying connective tissue. There is no blood vessel supplying the epithelial tissue. It receives the nutrients from the underlying connective tissues. So these are the various features of the epithelial tissue. Types of junctions. The adjacent cells are linked by specialized junctions that is present in the epithelial tissue, and they are of 3 types. Tight junctions, which help to stop the leakage of substances. This is help to stop the leakage of substances. Adhering junction, that means the fixing which cement the neighboring cells together. Gap junctions, which facilitate communication between the adjoining cells. So we are having 3 types of the junctions which are being present in the epithelial cells, that how they are interlinked to each other. Types of epithelial tissues. On the basis of cell layer and the shape of cell, there are 2 main types of epithelia, simple and compound. Simple, as you can see in this image, that is made up of a single cell, one type of cell, and here you are having a multiple, that is more than one type of cell. So that is the simple epithelial, and this is your compound or complex epithelial. So simple epithelial, it consists of single layer of cell resting on the basement membrane. It is efficient in absorption and secretion. Types: squamous, cuboidal depending upon the shape of the cells, columnar, ciliated, pseudo stratified. So first we are taking the squamous epithelium. As you can see in this image, they are thin, flat, irregular boundaries fit one another to another like a tiles on the floor. So the cells, this gray color is basement membrane, which is the basic characteristic of epithelial on which the cells are being arranged. They are very much tight with each other, no intercellular space is there, and they are having a nucleus in the center with the cytoplasm. So the cells are thin, flat and irregular boundaries that fit close into those of the neighboring cells. The cell's outlines are roughly polygonal in surface view. The nucleus is also flattened, lies in the center of the cell. It forms the inner lining of, means where they are being found where what is the occurrence of the squamous epithelium, and this is very important. They may ask one mark question that where the lining of where the squamous epithelium found. Yeah, in the lining of alveoli or blood vessel, which type of the tissue is present. So alveoli means that is the part of your lungs, blood vessels, and peritoneum means the outer covering of the body cavity. Next is cuboidal, as the name indicates. So the shape of the cell is cube-like, arranging on the membrane, that is arranged on the basement membrane. They are very much close to each other. The nucleus is in the center. So the cells are polygonal and appear cubical in vertical view. Nucleus is rounded and lies at the center of the cell. They found in smaller ducts of salivary and pancreas gland and in the thyroid vesicles. It may bear the microvilli on its free surface. So this is the free surface. They have some microvilli, means finger-like projections are there, which increase the area of absorption, and such epithelial is known as brush-bordered cuboidal epithelium. Where it is found, that is in the proeximal convoluted tubules of nephron, that is PCT. Your next is columnar epithelium, that they are the tall and the pillar-like structures resting on the basement membrane, having a nuclei which is again the oval and elongated. So the cells are tall and pillar-like. Oval nucleus is present in the base of the cell. It is found in the inner surface of stomach, gallbladder, intestine, gastric gland and intestinal glands. So it has a secretory role and it is called as a glandular epithelium. In the intestinal mucosa, these cells have microvilli and increase the surface area of absorptive surface. Next is your ciliated, in which they are having a hair-like structure, that is cilia, by which the movement of the substances takes place, that is in the fallopian tube, bronchiole and the nasal passage, in which the movement of the dust particles, movement of the air, that takes place with the help of this hair-like projections, that is known as your cilia. It may be the columnar-like, so that is called as the columnar ciliated epithelium. It may be cube-like, so then it is being called as the cuboidal ciliated epithelial. It consists of columnar and cuboidal epithelial cell which bear cilia on their free surface. The cilia help in the movement of substances, particles, free cells or mucus in a particular direction. It is found in the fallopian tubes, bronchioles and nasal passage. Next is pseudo stratified. Pseudo means false, in which, and stratified means layer, means they appear like they are having a number of layers, but they are having only a single layer. You can see this is another layer, this may be another layer, but they all are resting on the same basement membrane. So that's why it is being known as a pseudo stratified. It consists of one layer of cell but appear multi-layered because some cells are short. So these are the shorter cells and these are the longer cells. Then the other nuclei are also located at the different levels. So this is one level, this is another level. So that is at the different levels, giving a layered appearance. It is found in trachea and large bronchi. The next is your glandular epithelium. The cells are specialized for secretion of characteristic fluids and form the glands. that is from the glands, not from the gland, that is from the glands. The cells are normally cuboidal or columnar. Unicellular gland consists of single isolated cells. They are found in the mucosa of intestine, that is called as the goblet cells. So these are the goblet cells by which the secretions comes out, and they are coming from some gland, so that is called as the glandular epithelium. Multicellular gland consists of clusters of the cells, for example the salivary glands, by which the secretions are coming, either they are in the form of enzymes or they are form of a hormones. So depending upon the secretion, the glands, they are of two types based on the mode of pouring out their secretion they are. You must be very much familiar with the name endocrine gland, means which secretes the hormones, which do not have duct and pour their secretion into the bloodstream. Example is your pituitary gland, thyroid gland, adrenal gland. So these all they secretes the hormone and directly pour into the blood without the duct. And exocrine gland, which have a duct and pour the secretion, that is enzymes, directly into the site of action where the digestion takes place, where the nutrients are going to be digested. For example, that is salivary gland is there, pancreatic gland is there, intestinal gland is there. So after finishing the simple epithelium, now we are having the compound epithelium, in which we are having a more than one layer. So this is the basement member, this is the cuboidal cells, this is your squamous cells, and they are present in the multi-layered structure. So this is called as the compound epithelium. It consists of more than one layer of cells. Compound epithelia cover the surface where the constant replacement of the cell is needed due to the rapid wear and tear by the friction. Types, that is striated means layer, and transitional epithelia. So striated epithelia, these cells consist of many layers. So this is multi-layered cell structure. The cells of the deepest layer are low columnar or the cuboidal, like this way. But those of the outer surface, they vary in the nature. They may be cuboidal, they may be columnar, they may be squamous, depending upon the requirement or the shape of the cell. They cover the dry outer surface of the skin, moist surface of the buccal cavity to give the secretion like the saliva, and pharynx. So the stratified epithelial means which consists of more than one layer, that is your multi-layered structure present on the covering or dry surface of your skin. Next is your transitional epithelium. It is much thinner but stretchable. This is very important. Then stratified epithelium. It allows the considerable expansion of the organ by flattening and stretching. It is found in the urinary bladder. So when the urine is being present in the urinary bladder, they become stretched out, they become flexible. But when there is no urine, that back to the normal position. So that stretchable condition, or you can say the characteristic, is present in the transitional epithelium. So it is found in the urinary bladder and ureter. Functions of the epithelium, that is a common function. Number one is protection. The epithelial cells from the skin protects the underlying tissues from mechanical injuries, harmful chemicals, invading bacteria मतलब घुस जाना, and from excessive loss of the water, so that dehydration ना हो. So the main function of epithelium is protection. Epi means outer covering. So it protects the skin from underlying mechanical injuries, harmful chemicals, invading bacteria, and from excessive loss of the water. Number two is secretion, that is in the glands. We have discussed that is epithelial tissue is specialized to secrete the specific chemical substances, that is enzyme from the exocrine gland, hormones from the endocrine gland, lubricating from the goblet cells. So that is the secretion. Absorption: epithelial lining of intestine absorb the digested food with the help of microvilli brush border like tissues which increase the surface area of absorption. And next is your excretion, filtration, diffusion and sensory receptions. So three are the main function, that is protection, secretion and absorption. Along with that, they may play the role in excretion, filtration, diffusion and sensory reception. So in this image you can see the various types of the epithelial tissue, that is a simple squamous, one layer. Then this is cuboidal in the form of a cube-like structure, single layer. Simple columnar, that is in the long along with the cilia are there. It may be your ciliated columnar, it may be your cuboidal ciliated epithelium. Now you can have a number of layers, that is simple one, that is your flat, that is a squamous, then cuboidal, then it is a cuboidal stratified, columnar, that is your stratified columnar is there. This is your pseudo stratified, in which it appears like the multiple because the nuclei are not at one particular line. Here you can say all the nuclei at the one particular line like this way. So that appears out to be a single layer. They are also of a same line, एक ही line में present है सब, एक ही जगह एक ही line like this way. So they appear like to be a single layer. But here this is simple, but that nuclei are at the different levels. So that's why they appear like a multi-layer, but that is a simple pseudo stratified layer. And this is transitional, which is stretchable. So these are the various epithelial tissues, the types of epithelial tissues: simple, compound, then simple depending upon the structures of the cell, the shapes of the cell, squamous, cuboidal, columnar. If they are bearing the cilia, then it is a ciliated cuboidal, ciliated columnar, and then pseudo-stratified. And if they secretes the glands, then that is called as a glandular epithelium. They're showing the multi-layer structure, but that is a simple. Then it is a pseudo-stratified, and multi-layer cells, that is your compound, that is your stratified and transitional. And the very important you have to learn, that is their occurrence, means where the particular tissue found. So that is very important, and you have to complete this work and make the notes in your copy along with the diagram. Please copy it out. Our next lesson will be on connective tissue. Again, this is very important tissue, in which we discuss about the various connective tissue, that how the transportation takes place in our body with the help of the connective tissue. So till then, stay home, stay safe, stay healthy. Goodbye. Thank you.